Hi Twin Flames, Highlight Workers. Lisha Nandi here again with another video. Thank you guys for joining me. How are y'all doing? Well, it's so good to have you here, and I just want to thank you guys for being on the channel, for subscribing, and for coming out to just do some meditation work and some real healing work together. Okay, whenever we join together on a video like this, or when you're watching it, and even though these videos have been probably previously recorded for you, there is a certain sense of togetherness that we experience when we are watching them that sends more positive vibes out into the world so that we can experience more unconditional love together. And so what I'm doing is I'm sharing with you the unconditional love that has been channeled down to me through Source or Father Mama, and I'm giving it to you guys in the form of this presentation, which is a video that you guys can use to help heal your soul, heal your chakras, which is what we're going to talk about today, and align vibrationally so that you can be a match for your twin flame to come back into your life. Okay, so so physically and mentally and spiritually, you are trying to get to a point where you are harmoniously balanced. Your inner divine masculine and your inner divine feminine will both be balanced to the point where you can hold these energies within your being that are necessary for you to have a continuous high vibration in order for you to be with your twin flame. Okay, so this is what all of this is connected. So I'm so happy that I'm starting this series now with you guys. This is the beginning of the chakra cleansing series. Okay, so what I'm going to do is talk to you guys about the chakras, tell you what they are, and help you to understand each of them one by one. This video today will be focused on the root chakra. Okay. So once again, as twin flames, it is very important for you to understand how your energy is affecting your journey. Okay, and when you don't allow yourself to study these things, then you kind of are out there just floating around, not knowing really what's going on with your journey, why you are experiencing the things you do, why are entities and things able to attach to you and cause you to feel down or depressed or sad. And then when you get into your tower moments, you won't have a real solid way of coming out of it if you don't know exactly why you're going through it and how to handle it. So the reason why we should talk about these things is so that you can be better equipped, better prepared to deal with whatever comes your way in this journey. Most of us who are, on the channel might be in separation right now. You might have a little bit of communication with your twin flame. Maybe you had a brief interaction with your twin flame and then you went into separation. Whatever the case may be, I'm so thankful that you're here joining me on this journey. I am a twin flame, and I do know who my twin flame is. I have never met my twin flame though. And so, this journey is causing me to have to go based solely on faith, faith that my twin flame is going to, eventually come to me and offer me, my gift of love, and I will be able to offer him his gift of love. This is what we are hoping that will happen. But in the meantime, we are going to individually work on healing ourselves, and that's why I've created these videos and this channel to help twin flames heal so that they can get more balanced and go on into their missions without having to wait for something to happen in their twin flame journey as far as with their twin, because sometimes you're going through your own healing process and your twin flame is going through the same thing. So it's best if you continue on your journey with the healing part of it, with the meditation work, the breath work, all the things that you need to do to keep yourself in balance so that your twin flame can follow along. Because if you're the divine feminine and you're watching this, more than likely your twin flame is, waiting for you to shine your light so that they can move forward with their own healing journey. Because a lot of us as twin flame divine feminines activate our divine masculines with by opening and activating their heart chakra, which we're going to get into later on. But the divine masculines actually stimulate the feminine, the divine feminines, by opening their root chakra and crown chakra first. And that's something that was revealed to me in spirit by Source and or Father Mama, as I call our Creator. And so this is one of the things that I mentioned before in one of the videos that's called Separation Sucks, but it doesn't have to. Let's sharpen our chakras together. So this is going to be kind of a continuation of that video, and in that I'm going to speak on each of the different chakras and let you guys know just what they are and how much they affect you, and what you should do to help heal them on your journey so that you can be more energetically balanced. And when you're energetically balanced, your energy body is able to hold a lot more of the higher frequencies that we need to be able to maintain in order to draw our twin flames back in. Okay, so now you guys are starting to see how this is all connected. Okay, I hope that this is going to make sense to you. I hope that if you have any questions, you leave them in the comments below, or if you have anything to add, please do drop comments for us so we can all start to learn from one another. And please like this video if this is helping you, okay? Thank you so much. I just want to also say that I'm so thankful for each of your subscriptions to this channel. I'm at 95 right now as of today, and I am soon to be at 100, and I'm just going to be so thrilled to reach that number. I'm going to do a little happy dance for you guys and probably do a video once I hit 100 subscribers. So I'm looking forward to that. Whatever day it happens, I'm going to do a video and post it for you guys so you can celebrate. We can celebrate together. Okay? And I just want to say that each of you guys that are here are so special. Whether you're a twin flame or not, it doesn't matter. You're a light worker. You're someone who is drawn to these videos because you are full of love and energy and light, and you want to share that with the world. And so hopefully these videos are helping you to heal on your journey, whatever that may be, so that you can offer more unconditional love to your family, your friends, to the people that you're around, because that's what we're called to do. As light workers, we're called to be able to show others unconditional love no matter what. And it's a hard thing to do if we haven't been able to heal our own selves and work on our own self-love, because that's the main thing we have to have in order to be able to love others. We have to love ourselves first. Okay, I talk about that all the time. So helping to heal others is like I said, you're helping yourself first, which is going to allow you to help others. But healing yourself means that you are loving yourself, because when you start to love yourself, you start to realize the things that you need physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and all of those things start to come to you through your intuition, through your relationship with your Creator, through your relationship, if you do have a connection with your angels, which as a spiritual person or a light worker or an awoke person, you should have some kind of an interaction with your angels, whether you pray to them, whether you pray to Father Mama and you ask for him to send the angels to you so that you can work with them. Whatever the case may be for you in your situation specifically, you should have connections with whatever spiritual beings that you feel that are going to help you on your journey. Okay, there's no reason why any of us should be afraid or hesitant to call on any power, higher power, that we believe is influencing our lives to the point where we are growing in this spiritual journey. There's no reason why any of us should be hesitant or that we should be afraid to communicate with these beings. They're just multidimensional beings just like us. We are just in this human form because that's the path we chose. In this lifetime, we chose to come here and incarnate as human beings, but that we are still able to connect through our higher selves as we heal our chakras, as we align and become more aware of who we are as a spiritual being. We are able to incorporate our higher selves more and more each day, and that way we can communicate with those higher intellectual beings and spiritual beings that are available to us as a spiritual person. Okay. All right, so let's get on into the first chakra, which is the root chakra. All right, but first, let me go back and say I want to give you guys a description of what the chakras actually are. Okay, And why are they important to you as a twin flame? Some people don't even know. They've never had this broken down to them like this before. So I'm really excited to be able to share this with you. Or I did a little meditation before I started this video, and I asked Source and Father Mama to please send me, the words to say to you guys so that I can help heal, help you understand what the chakra system is all about, and to be able to appreciate it. Because just because it's something that you might not have learned growing up, and then you might have not have been taught about, because I definitely wasn't taught about the chakras growing up. I was in a family who were devout Christians, and they were very strict on how they chose to view the world. And a lot of times we can come from these types of backgrounds, and when we are so conditioned to believe what we were taught growing up, it becomes a burden in a way, because it becomes something that we have to continue in order to feel like we are accepted by our families. But at the same time, once you become aware that you're a spiritual being, and you start to understand, if you are a twin flame or a light worker, that there is a lot more to life than just what you were taught growing up as far as religion is concerned. You start to be aware that there are different aspects of spirituality that you can tap into, that will take you away from these other things that you were taught as a child. But not necessarily mean, that doesn't necessarily mean you have to throw the baby out with the bathwater, or totally discredit what you learned, because there is some truth. There is lots of wisdom and knowledge and pearls of wisdom for you to know on each of these different religions and spiritual backgrounds that we've been taught as children. But once you become aware of that you're a spiritual being, you start to realize that it is all encompassing, and that you can feel the love that comes from each different area of whatever religion or doctrine or practice around the world. You can appreciate it for what it is, that it is just a way of for us to be able to live in harmony and harmonious union with our Creator. And that Creator is the same no matter what we choose to call the Creator, okay? That Creator is the same for each of us, no matter what religion we have, no matter what doctrine, no matter what faith, no matter what we were taught as children growing up. We all have an interconnectedness that is just transcends all of the different rules and regulations, okay? And so that's why it's so important for you to be open-minded as a twin flame and a light worker. And maybe, if someone wants to put in the comments about how they were able to change their way of beliefs or their belief system, to that helped them on this journey, that would be wonderful, because I know there are people out there who need to hear just exactly what you did in order to let go of those old belief systems and come into a fuller awareness of who you are as a spiritual being, that you are all encompassing, that you are transcending above, just the details of all the different religions, and you're able to appreciate them. You can even still practice them if you choose to, but at the same time, you accept everything and everyone for what it is, and what they choose to believe. So, write that in the comments too, because that is very important for someone to see and to hear. Like I said, I was a devout Christian growing up, and it's still something that is very much in my being, as far as it was something that molded me and shaped me into the person that I am. And I definitely do not discredit anything about the Bible. I totally believe, that a lot of the things that we were taught, in these different faiths and religions are valid, and, are based on truth. But there are things that we just need to also accept that other people have, that can help increase our faith as well. Okay, so that I want to put it like that, and not get too much involved with that part of it. But I wanted to you guys to understand how I became involved with the chakra systems. It didn't happen until after I realized that I was a twin flame. As a matter of fact, there were things that were taking place in my life prior to me meeting my twin flame that were spiritually being activated within me. I was with a karmic partner who was a very, open-minded person about, when it comes down to spirituality And, they were trying to find their way, as far as knowing what spirituality is all about. And so they were always constantly watching different YouTube videos and having them on. I mean, like, just all the time about, different types of beliefs and systems and practices. And so, I was not only being exposed to, a Christian standard, but I was also being exposed to Buddhism and, Hinduism and Islam and lots of different religions, because this person was just delving deeper into their own path of spirituality and also what it means to them, that they wanted to study all these different religions. And so me being in their life, I was able to also pick up a lot of the different things and understand what other people believe in. And the chakra system was one of the things that was, researched. And this person decided to listen to videos on that. And so I ended up kind of having an introduction to the chakras, but I didn't really understand them until I started to understand how they work within me. Once I was activated by my twin flame, okay? And so angels are hugging me because they're really happy that I'm sharing this with you guys, because I know a lot of you guys who are twin flames and light workers have had different spiritual awakenings at different times in your life. You've gone through different things growing up, and then you became an adult and you started to try to go your own way. You wanted to break away from the traditional things that you were taught. You wanted to explore. You wanted to feel as if you were connected to something bigger, and you just maybe never felt that. Maybe you never really had that true connection with something that was greater or bigger than you. And you wanted to know what that was all about, because it is hard being human. It is hard to not understand where we come from and to just kind of wonder all the time, what is this life all about? Why are we here? There has to be more to it than what we are experiencing. That's some of the questions that true people who are really truly on a spiritual path start to ask themselves at the very beginning stages of a spiritual awakening. We go through so much trauma, we go through so much heartache, pain, and suffering before we end up asking these questions to ourselves, because we realize there has to be something more to life than what we've been through, okay? But that was the reason why we went through these things, so that we could get to the point where we start to delve deeper into what this life is all about, and what spirituality and being gifted with different things is all about. And some of us may have even forgotten about our gifts, but we are activated once we start to be aware that we are light workers and twin flames. And that's what causes us to reawaken our gifts, to be able to, have a passion that's reignited within us. And our twin flame does this for us. Okay, so hopefully you guys are at a point where you are already aware of this, awakening, and you've been starting to do some research. And so the research that you're doing is going to help you that much more as far as learning who you are and being able to be at one and at peace with your creator. And that will lead you into more of a fruitful twin flame journey, okay? So what are the chakras? The chakras are energy centers in and around your physical body, oftentimes represented by spheres of light that are colored and that correspond with the different chakras, okay? The chakras were developed in India around 1500 to 1000 or 500 BC. Okay, so this is sources that I'm getting from, research that I've done on this subject, okay, that are all online, that you can always look up for yourself if you choose to. But I just wanted to make this a little more simplistic for you guys, so I decided to, give you guys a generalized description of what they are. And also, this is in my own words, so I didn't just copy and paste, okay? Together, the chakra systems makes up the energy body that exists within the spiritual plane, okay? There are 7 main chakras that are associated with a physical area of the body. And this is what we're going to talk about in each of these videos. We're going to break it down one by one. There are more than 7 chakras actually, but in this video series, we're going to just talk about the 7 main chakras, all right? Why is it important for you to know this as a twin flame? Okay, so a lot of people, who have never been introduced to things like chakras or energy bodies or a kundalini awakening, they're just kind of like, out there wondering, what is all this stuff? Why am I having to all of a sudden take an interest in this as a twin flame? Well, the reason you need to know all of this is because if you don't understand the dynamics of how the twin flame, how this twin flame energy works, you're going to be pretty much stuck in the same type of loops over and over again. And this is why you're not going to be able to move forward as quickly as you want and be able to draw in your twin flame if you're wanting to experience your twin flame union in this lifetime. A large part of the reasons why twin flames don't end up coming together in this lifetime is because they don't understand the twin flame journey and what it's meant to do in their lives for them. They don't understand what you're supposed to experience is happening for a reason. They don't understand, why their twin flame reacts the way they do. And they really don't choose to do the research, because if they did, they would understand that everything happens for a reason on this journey. No matter what it is, they wouldn't get so frustrated with the journey, and they would start to surrender to the process and understand that the reason why they have these experiences is so that they can heal and become aware of who they are as a spiritual being and become their best version of themselves. Okay, so if you don't get the grasp of this whole, twin flame journey, then you really won't end up coming into union, because you're so busy trying to nitpick at things about the journey that you don't feel are fair, or you feel like there's things that are not, excuse me, that are confusing. You might start to question or have doubts, and then you allow those doubts to overtake you, and then you never end up becoming, getting into union. So, this is why I want to help you guys. I want to help you guys because there's no reason why any of us shouldn't come into union in this lifetime. If we are twin flames that are romantic partners, there is no reason why you can't come into union, okay? The only one stopping you from doing that is you. Because your twin flame is not going to stop it. If you're on your path and you are doing the work and you're doing what it takes to become, in union with your creator, then your twin flame naturally follows along, okay? So there's no reason why any of us should have excuses as to why this can't work in our lives. So the reason why people like me and other people on YouTube and other people in different, platforms such as Instagram or Quora or, whatever Facebook community you might have seen, the reason why we're doing this is because we understand that there is a need for direction on this journey. There's a need for communication. There's a need for togetherness, and also an awareness of what this journey is all about. Because if you do start on this journey and you don't know what it's about, you do get lost. You do get kind of bamboozled and baffled. Okay, but the thing that causes us to want to learn and to research more of these things is what's giving us the drive to keep going and to understand what it's all about. Okay, so your twin flame activates your energy centers by activating your kundalini awakening, by stimulating you to activate your kundalini. Okay, and your kundalini is like a serpentine fire that is at the base of your spine that starts to be activated once you are aware of your spirituality, of yourself as a spiritual being. That gets activated, and then you start to feel a heat sensation rising up through your body, starting at the base of your spine. Okay, and each of those the fire that you feel, the sensation that you feel, which is the heat sensation, starts at the base of your spine, because that is where your root chakra is. Okay, and your root chakra is going to be so fundamental, and that's why we're here to talk about it today. So fundamental to the start of your journey, and to your continuation of your journey, and to the activation of all the other chakras. It's just such an important chakra. Okay, so that fire begins there in the root chakra and the base of your spine, and travels up your spine, and it also starts to activate and causes a reaction with each of the different chakras, stimulating them, helping to activate them and bring energy into them. And what you're going to have to do is really evaluate whether or not your chakras are blocked. And most of them are. If you have been in this life long enough to experience a lot of the different traumas and things, and things that are harmful to you, and have, and if you've had entities that have crept in and caused you to have bad habits, things that you need to release and let go of on this journey, like drug addictions, alcohol addictions, substance abuse, whatever it might be, sexual addictions even. We might be addicted to other people's energy because we don't have the energy of our own to kind of maintain it, because we haven't learned how to tap into that energy yet. You could be an energy vampire yourself and not realize it. You could be someone who's very needy. You could be someone who's just really, really not aware of the fact that, that you have energy that you can tap into, and that can activate you, but you also may not be aware of how to use that energy and how to harness it. Okay, so this is what we're here to talk about, because I don't want any of you guys to feel like you're that way, that you have to stay in that situation, whereas you are needy, and that you feel like you have so much that you need from others. I want you guys to be able to understand that you have the ability and the power within you. You are powerful multidimensional beings, and you have that ability within you to change and to heal and grow, okay? So that you can help others. You can be doing what I'm doing, okay? Eventually, you can come around to the point where you can do this, something like a YouTube channel for yourself, and that'll help others on this journey, okay? This is where I want to get all of you guys to that point. And that's also what preludes your union, okay? So we're going to work on it together, and we're going to all get there together, okay? So yes, your twin flame activates your energy center, starts the ball rolling. We both, as twin flames, the divine masculine and divine feminine, kind of start each other off, as far as getting the ball rolling on this journey energetically, because we both have energetic match. The divine feminine and the divine masculine, as twin flames, they are an energetic match, okay? But when you guys start out, you guys' energy is kind of cattywampus, or kind of all over the place. It reminds me of the old Looney Tunes cartoons, where you had like someone get hit, and then you see all these like stars and these little lines rolling around, because if they got hit, they would get really like shook out, all shook up, and then just have these like little wild stars and lines rolling around all over the place. It'd be kind of funny, because that's exactly how you start out as twin flames. You start out with your energy all over the place, okay? You just really, really have so much that you haven't been able to harness yet and to get under control, because you haven't been able to really understand what has happened to your energy body as you've gone through your lifetime, okay? So this is what we're here to heal. We're talking about it so that we can heal it, so that we can get it going in a way whereas it's harmoniously spinning in the one direction that it's supposed to spin in, so that it can really keep you well grounded and centered, okay? You need to have a good grip on your energy body and how to center it each day, so that you don't fall into the trap of of having things creep in and affect you in a way whereas it just throws you off and causes you to spiral down into a dark night of the soul again, or a tower moment that you just can't break free from or get out of. Okay, break free. Angels are telling me somebody needs to go watch the Break Free series. All right, so go check it out in the playlist. All right, so okay, so let's go on into the root chakra. So we talked about what a chakra is, right? And we're going to talk about the root chakra first, and that's exactly why I'm wearing the color red, because red is the color of the root chakra. Okay, it's located at the base of the spine, in the pelvic floor region, and also it can affect the legs and the feet. All right, this chakra helps you to feel grounded. Okay, and that's a very important thing on this journey. Such an important thing. If you don't feel grounded, you're going to be all in your headspace, all up in the clouds. This journey can really throw you for a doozy because, once you meet your twin flame for the first time or you recognize them, you have that soul recognition. You are really swept off your feet. I mean, you really are, because it's something that carries you high up into the clouds, okay? You actually jump way up into ascension mode and you start to understand, hey, this is something different. This is something very different from all of the other relationships that I've ever been in. And I've never had a connection like this with someone before. And you start to wonder, why is it that I have such a strong connection to a person that I've never met before or seen before, But at the same time, they feel like home. They feel like somebody I've known for many, many lifetimes. This is all part of the awakening. This is all a part of remembering who you are. And so once you start to remember this and you start to realize you're a spiritual being, your mind starts going all over the place. You start floating. You really do start floating into that world of, all endless possibilities. You start to, get really caught up in, fantasy and, role playing and wondering how this is going to work out. You really, really, really get carried away with the thoughts, okay? It is natural, okay? It is so natural to have this happen at the beginning, okay? This is the love bubble phase. This is where you go head over heels. That's why they call it head over heels, because you started to lose your grounding. You started to lose your footing on this journey already when you first start out. This is the first part of it. It's the soul recognition, the shock, the awakening, the imbalancing of all of the things that you always thought you had down pat. Maybe you thought you never were gonna fall for anyone ever again, because you've been hurt in the past by love, and all of a sudden this person comes in and sweeps you off your feet and just totally throws you for a loop, and so you float on, like the song. Float on, and you start to realize that, hey, these thoughts are wonderful and amazing and beautiful that you have about this person, okay? When you're away from them, you can't do anything but think about them. When you're with them, you can't do anything but stare at them and look at their eyes and see how beautiful they are. And it's just amazing, the connection that you have. And you can talk, it seems like, for hours. You can talk to them about anything, And then when you're away from them, you still feel them because energetically they're still with you. And now you're aware of the fact that they're still with you because, they're constantly on your mind. Not only that, you just start to feel their presence with you. And it's just amazing. You're starting to wonder, why is it that I feel somebody else with me? It's because you know that they're there. Now that you're awakened to the fact that you guys are an energetic match, they're always going to be connected to you. And so this is why separation is really an illusion, because they're always connected to you once you wake up to the fact that you are in this connection with them. Okay? So yes, your root chakra is going to be real important on this journey. And if you can't get the root chakra started healing, then you're going to really be, kind of lost, because the root chakra is actually the chakra that kind of balances out all the others. As you're going up the chakra system, you're going to need to have the root chakra be your base and your grounding, you need to have something that you're planted in. And this is where you're going to experience that, okay? So the color again is red. Keywords for the root chakra are safe, earth, grounding, confidence, rooted, planted, enough, whole, connected, protected. Gaia or Mother Earth, nurtured, stability, thankfulness, and gratitude. Okay, so these are all words that I just came up with, just intuitively channeling, what the root chakra is associated with. Okay, so when I say these words, what does it bring to you, your mind? What comes to mind? Do you feel like, some of these words, when I say them, do they feel like they're a part of you right now? It could be that you do, some of you, but some of you might not. Some of you might feel, that you're not safe. Some of you might not feel very rooted or planted in the ground. Some of you might not feel very nurtured. You might have some, core childhood wounds that are still needing to be healed. It just depends where you are in your journey. Okay, none of this. If you hear these words and you say, "Well, wow, I don't feel that way about that particular word," don't feel bad about it. Okay, because this is just showing you where you are on your journey. Some of us are more advanced than others, but some of us are starting out, and so this is how you learn. Okay, so don't feel bad about it at all. You're right where you need to be. You're right where in the good company of other twin flames who have been through what you've been through, and so don't even sweat it. Okay, we're gonna get through it together. We're gonna learn about what you can do to get to the point where you're experiencing all of these things I just mentioned. Okay. So affirmations are very helpful when it comes to understanding your root chakra and knowing how it works for you. Okay. So when I say words like safe, you can use affirmations like I am safe, I am grounded, I am rooted, I connect with earth, I am thankful, I am nurtured, I am stable, I am connected, I am enough. Okay, so those are some examples of affirmations that you can use and make it your own. Make it what you feel like you would, be more comfortable saying to yourself in the morning when you wake up or before you go to bed at night, because these are the times when you really need to start your day off or even end your day with affirmations that are positive for you, that'll help you in your journey. Okay, and help you get through your day, and also when you're sleeping, help you to, to not have nightmares or have things that go on in your sleep that are disturbing, so that you don't feel rested when you wake up. Okay, so these are things that are very helpful to say. Affirmations are very helpful. Okay, some of the foods that are associated with the root chakra are red berries, red apples, beets, radishes, tomatoes, ruby red grapefruit, cherries. Okay, so those are some of anything that's red, anything that you can eat that has red, like, even peppers, red peppers. So these are the types of fruits and vegetables or foods that you can eat when you're, trying to heal your root chakra, because energy comes from also the things that we ingest, right? Or the things that we put in our body. So you're going to want to, if you're specifically focused on healing your root chakra, you're going to want to focus on eating things that will, feed your root chakra, those nutrients that need help with stability and stabilizing and nurturing and, grounding, connecting. So since red is the color, you want to eat a lot of things that have red, the color red in them. Okay. So we just talked about some keywords for the root chakra. We talked about what helps you with affirmations. We talked about the foods that you can eat. Okay. So what does it look like if your root chakra is not healed, or if you are off balance or your root chakra is blocked? Okay. So here's something that will help you diagnose whether or not you have a root chakra blockage. Okay. So you feel unstable. You feel panicky. You feel like you're not safe, like you don't have a warm or safe environment. Maybe it's not that you don't have a safe environment. Maybe your home is safe, but you just don't feel safe. Okay, you just have some kind of anxiety that is always there. Okay, because there's some kind of trauma associated with you, maybe being alone, or maybe having, not having awareness of everything that is in your surroundings. Maybe you feel out of touch with your home. Maybe you had to move somewhere and you just aren't used to it yet, or maybe you just feel like, that something happened in your home that you weren't happy with, or that affected you, and you're still living there and you haven't healed from that yet. Okay, a lot of different things can affect how you feel when you're in your home, and why you would feel as if you're not safe. Okay, and you have to get to the bottom of these things. This is what we call shadow work, getting to the bottom, getting to the root of the problems that are causing these sensations, these feelings. Okay. Other ones that we can experience that means that our root chakra is blocked is you can be in your headspace too much. You can just be totally like, not even trying to hear what people have to say if it's sound advice. You can be totally oblivious to common sense or sound advice, because you're in your headspace too much. Okay, you can be, which is another way of saying you can be very flighty, or just not not rooted, not grounded. You can be it can be hard for you to make a decision and stick to it. Okay, you can be very needy as a person. You can be very, very, clingy, or trying to always have someone that you need to attach to because you're not comfortable with being alone. Okay, you can possibly be someone who likes to stay indoors more than you should. Maybe you're someone who doesn't like to venture outside. You've been comfortable staying inside all the time. Well, unfortunately, that doesn't balance your root chakra at all. It kind of keeps you in a hermit mode longer than you should be. Yes, there are times when we're going to be needing to be in hermit mode, but, there's times that you need to be outside too, that you need to be in nature and experience nature, okay? Um, and another thing you might experience is you're always worried about wanting or needing more. You just have a spirit of neediness that causes you to want to feel, like you have to get more. You have to attain more and more and more. And so that makes you always feel like you're in a state of lack. Because if you always feel like you need more, that means obviously you think you're lacking in something, in some area of your life. So this is a lot of the things that happen, while you're trying to stay, what they call it, keep up with the Joneses, in this day and age. And you trying to, always attain or achieve or, constantly go, go, go. You really don't take time out for yourself to love yourself and to root and ground yourself, okay? So these are some of the things that happen when you get out of alignment with your root chakra. And so we want to figure out how we can balance this, right? So I'm going to now list some of the things that you can do to balance your root chakra. So ways that you can balance are to go out in nature. That is probably the main one you're going to hear, mostly in association with the root chakra. Go out in nature. Go to a place that you know that you love, that is outside and full of greenery, full of whether it's it's not in. I mean, some of you might live in the city, but you there can be parks there that you can go to that are full of greenery and trees and things that have a little space of nature. you know I understand if you live in the big city, it's hard, but you can find areas like that, or you can drive out to areas like that, or make a day trip to go somewhere where you can be in an area like that. I, on the other hand, live near the beach, because I'm in California, I'm in LA. So I have the ability to go to the beach, from time to time. So I like to go at least once a week, or maybe twice a month, and just go and experience being at the beach. There was a time though, when I'll tell you guys, I lived in LA. I have been here now for 23 years, or is it 23? Wow, yes. It's like 22, 23 years. But there was a time when I first got out here that I was too shy or too scared to go even just venture out and go onto the beach, and put my feet in the sand, because I was just that much, out of touch with my root chakra, and my energy was just, to stay in the car, to sit there. I would like the fact that I was at the beach, but it would be, just as fine for me to sit in the car and watch the waves instead of going out and putting my feet in the sand and going into the ocean a little bit. And even though, I didn't know how to swim, just being able to put my feet in the water, that is grounding. All of that is grounding, okay? And all of that is helping heal your root chakra. But there was a time when I was afraid to do those things. There might be a time now when you're afraid to just go walk barefoot in the sand, or in the dirt, or in the, in the grass, okay? But that's the next thing I was going to say, is that you can walk barefoot in the grass or in the dirt or sand in order to help ground yourself, okay? And so if you're afraid to do stuff like that, you got to really, really ask yourself, why is it that you're afraid, to take shoes off and go, get your feet dirty and be in the dirt or be in the grass. Maybe there's some phobias or fears that you've had from when you were a child that you might have experienced. Those are valid. Those are valid experiences and fears that you might have. But at the same time, how are you going to heal those if you don't try? How are you going to heal that if you don't at least try to get back out there in nature and to experience it once more? Maybe you know, got bit, a lot of times from bugs, or, you just started getting freaked out because so many things might have happened to you. Maybe you got stung by a bee, or maybe, who knows what could have happened to you. Maybe, you fell and you hurt yourself really bad, and you just thought, I'm never going to do that again. So these are the things you have to heal in order to really understand who you are, and to get over that phobia so that you can go back out in nature again. Because being in nature is such a beautiful way of showing your connection with Gaia or Mother Earth. It is a beautiful way of showing that you are in love with your environment, in love with the fact that you are a human and that you can experience, this earth the way it is, And so, as spiritual beings, we're going to be called a lot of times, especially, after doing meditation or after being, like I said, in our headspace for a long time, we're going to be called to go outside and be in nature so that we can reground ourselves. Okay. And this is what we're talking about doing. We're talking about grounding ourselves in such a way whereas we experience the things that will help us connect with Mother Earth. Okay. Another way is to put your hands in the dirt or soil. Even if you can't be outside, you can always have a plant in your house. And if you have a plant, you can always, water your plant, or do something that will show your love and affection for your nature by touching the dirt in the soil and the plants, in the pot. You can maybe repot your plant if it's time for it to have a new pot, and that it's getting, too big for the space that it's in. That's another way to ground, is just by replanting a plant, repotting a plant, or, starting a garden, or doing little things that are, have to do with you working with the soil or working with something with Mother Earth. Okay. You can touch a rock or a tree or a plant when you're outside. And sometimes when I haven't been able to go to the beach, I've collected a few rocks that are really smooth from the beach, and I have them on my mantle here. And when I meditate, if I am wanting to feel grounded, I take one of those rocks in my palm of my hand and I just hold it, and it's cool. Every time I pick them up, they're so cool to the touch. Rocks are amazing because they're just so like groundy. Okay. I don't even know if that's a word, but they're just, they make you feel so grounded. Okay. You can hold a rock in your hand and just sense that part of that, rustic part of it that's from the earth, that it came from it was here like for, thousands or, millions of years, and that it's been there. And, even touching one outside, it's just a magical feeling you have, touching a rock or a tree, something that has been here for years and years and years. And you're able to feel it, and to know that there's even energy particles within that rock or that tree or that plant that, have been there, and it's just still there. And it's just a really amazing experience. This is the reason why people are, tree huggers, because they tend to understand the whole concept behind hugging trees and understanding where that energy comes from that is within the tree. It can actually come into your essence and your energy body. Okay, when you're doing that, you actually can feel, all the different intricacies of that tree's growth. You can feel so much. If you haven't had that experience before, I suggest you at least try it one time. You can always cater these experiences to whatever works best for you, of course, when you're trying to balance out your root chakra. I'm just giving you examples. But a lot of these examples are going to mean that you need to do things that are outside of your comfort zone. Okay, so don't think it's strange, don't think it's weird to do these types of things, but just understand you can always cater these different experiences to whatever feels best for you. All right. And like I said, if you can't get outside, hold a rock or meditate with a video or a picture of your favorite place in nature. Okay, listen to nature sounds. All right. Another thing you can do is take a meditative bath or shower. Okay, I love to do that. I love to take baths. And also when I'm, not able to take a bath and I'm in a hurry, I just allow myself to really experience the shower and let that water, just come down on me. Once, I tell you a funny story. Once I got caught in a rainstorm in New York, and New York was one of the places where I really started to learn how to ground, because I was walking everywhere because, that was my method of transportation there. I didn't want to, really necessarily Uber everywhere, but at the same time, everything is within walking distance. You can go from one east side of the of Manhattan to the west side of Manhattan, and it's like what, a 30-minute walk. So sometimes it's just like, you really don't have too much space or too much of a length, that you have to go a distance, so you can get there pretty quickly. And so I was having a really good old time by myself, just walking everywhere, and that was helping me to ground. I would go, I think I nearly visited nearly almost every park in New York. Okay, everyone. I went on different days. Like I said, I was there for 2 months. I went to a different park, every week or every other day actually. And it was an amazing experience. I just loved it. And I saw so many different birds. I heard, the chirping sounds that they made. And I always love bird watching. That's another thing you can do, bird watching, or just connecting with the birds. The birds are very good spiritual animals. That's another thing. If you haven't really connected with animals, they are spiritual beings as well. And so, you do have a spiritual connection with an animal, that is your spirit guide. And so you're going to need to try to find out what your spirit guide is, and there's different ways to do that. And we won't go into that in this video, but just know that is a definitely thing you might want to research and do for yourself, okay, to feel connected. That is another way to feel connected and grounded, okay, is to find out what spirit animal you're connected with, okay? And maybe even visit one, or if it's not something that's too dangerous for you to touch, if it's something, that you can experience touching, then try to go for that. Try to find some animal that you can connect with, that you can have, that'll keep you feeling, safe and warm. And that's so amazing just to know that there's animals that can make you feel safe, and there's so much that you can do to make yourself feel more grounded, okay? Another thing you can do is dance in your yard, dance in the rain. Oh, I was telling you guys, I got caught in a rainstorm and I was soaking wet in New York. And okay, so I was at a park. I had been walking around everywhere. I went to a park on one particular day, and I was sitting there just enjoying the weather. It was a cool breeze happening, and I was able to look out over the Hudson River, and it was just so nice. And then all of a sudden, these big old storm clouds start rolling in, and I'm just staring at them like, "Ooh, those are big." I was like, "Oh, those clouds are nice, and those are huge, fluffy clouds and big clouds." Okay, but they were dark, and they were getting darker and darker as they got closer. And here I am, just sitting there looking at them, enjoying the breeze, because at the time it was 90-degree weather, and this breeze was very welcome because it was hot, so and humid. But at the same time, these clouds came rolling in very quickly, telling me that it was about to rain, and I didn't heed the warning fast enough. So I get up, and a lot of people start getting up and trying to get out of the park because they knew the rain was coming. And and that rain in New York, I'm telling you what, if you haven't ever experienced it, it's really crazy. The rain, how it falls, how it just it's hard and heavy a lot of times. And so it happened several times when I was there. It would rain, and so I knew that the rain wasn't going to be light, and I just ended up starting to come back and walk. I had about a 25-minute walk from the park to the hotel that I was staying at. So needless to say, I didn't make it back to the hotel before it started raining. It actually started like soon after I left the park, and I had all these light clothes on with just like I think I had a little jacket on, but it was nothing, that could really protect me from any rain. And I had an umbrella with me, but the umbrella was just like flimsy, and it did not hold any type of have any type of protection against the rain. So I was like drenched. Okay, once this rain started coming down, it started really coming down, and I walked back in my sandals, and it was just crazy. I was like slushing around everywhere, and I was drenched. And I got to the hotel, and all I could do is just stand there like a little wet puppy. And I was like in the elevator, and this man comes on the elevator with me, and he just was staring at me. But he said, "You are so beautiful." He's like, "Are you married?" And I was just like, oh God, all the times to try to hit on somebody when they're soaking wet, drenched from the rain, and just like, I felt like I looked a hot mess, okay? But this guy was, obviously nice to, notice me, but just, it was just kind of awkward in the elevator. And he was like, "You know what? Your husband must be a lucky man." Because I didn't tell him that I was, single. Because obviously, I was trying not to be, I was trying to be incognito anyway. But, and I was aware of my twin flame. So I didn't want to make it seem like I'm up for grabs. So I just was just like, "No, not really." And he's like, "Well, your husband is a lucky man." And it was just so warm and welcoming the way he said it. It wasn't creepy. Okay, so I know a lot of times men can say things like that and it be very creepy, but this experience wasn't like that. It was just, he was genuinely nice and wanted to give me a compliment, and it was just out of his his nature that he wanted to say that to me. I didn't feel creeped out about it at all, so I just accepted his compliment and said thank you. And then I went back to my room, and I was just laughing to myself because I'm like, here I am looking like a wet puppy and drenched. And this guy just hit on me in the elevator. And, and it was just, I just made me smile, and I was just like, I got back to the hotel room, and I was, I took my shower, and I felt really good about myself because, I had been out there in the rain, just letting myself experience it. And actually, I wasn't really rushing too much to get back to the hotel because it was, like I said, it was warm enough to where the weather, as it was raining, it wasn't making me, feel cold or like I was going to catch cold or anything like that. It was still pretty warm and humid. And so the rain was just, drenching me, but yeah, I still felt warm enough. And so I was kind of like never had experienced that before. I never experienced being caught in a rainstorm, and I was actually walking around just kind of like looking at things and just kind of appreciating it for what it was, because I was obviously stuck in it. So I kind of felt like that one movie, Singing in the Rain. So even though I didn't sing that song, it was kind of going on in my head. But, you just feel like that sometimes. Spirit will definitely throw surprises at you when you least expect it, and give you, synchronicities and things that will make you feel just amazing, And that was one of those experiences for me. And obviously I was vibrating high enough for someone to notice that in the elevator. That's the point I was trying to make about it. It's not, that I was bragging about getting hit on or anything like that. But my vibe was high because, even though I was drenched, and like I said, feeling like, like a wet puppy, I still had, I just felt good. I felt good about having experienced that. And I know I must have been smiling on the inside, and maybe this guy felt that as well. So, it was amazing. It was just a nice experience for me. So that's one of the things that you might experience, dancing in the rain, just enjoying yourself in the rain, in a rainy moment. Okay, I've seen lots of pictures of people who get out, or videos of clips of people who get out there in the rain and just enjoy it. And even children love being in the rain. And that also was a way for me to connect with my inner child, because your root chakra is very heavily associated with your inner child wounds and core wounds as well. So every time you heal an inner child core wound, you're also healing your root chakra, okay? So just by me allowing myself to be enjoying the rain like I did, was something that I never did as a child, because I was always, punished for playing in the rain or being outside and getting dirty. So anytime you can do that and not feel guilty about it as an adult, if you were raised that, you weren't supposed to get dirty, you weren't supposed to go outside, and if you came back in the house and you tracked mud in the house and you got yelled at, you know how that felt at the time. But why don't you try doing it and then, healing from it by accepting the fact that you enjoyed it, you wanted to do it, and you just, were being innocent about it, and you didn't mean to track the dirt in the house, yet it did happen. But now that you're an adult, you can do that, and you can track dirt in your house if you want to. You can track the dirt in your house, but you're gonna clean it up, okay? So just know that you're healing your inner child, in your core wounds when you're doing these types of things, okay? So see how this is all connecting. It's just really beautiful, okay? Another thing you can do is sunbathe, be in the sun, is soak up that vitamin D, if you're able to, of course, wear your sun protection, but, just make sure you're getting enough vitamin D. And if you're not, please take the vitamin D pills, because the vitamins, because that is really important, okay? If you're in an environment where you have snow, go sledding in the snow or build a snowman, okay? Listen to birds, we already talked about that, and open your windows in your home. If you're not able to go outside, maybe you live in a high rise, and and like I said, and you're in the city, and you just really can't get outside. Maybe there's too many people out there and you don't feel like going through all the people to get to places where, you might have like 1 inch of of green in the park that's close to your home. But, you don't want to necessarily go there because sometimes they're not the cleanest either. Well, then open a window in your home, let some sunlight in, let it in there and soak in the sunlight that you can feel inside the window, coming through the window. Dance or do yoga inside your home, and always, 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 of course, meditate every single day. Pray and chant, and if you can, do those things outside, and that will help you to feel more grounded if you're able to go outside and meditate, in a park or somewhere. Okay, so, I'm going to close it out, and I really do hope that you guys enjoyed this first video for healing your root chakra. I just feel like we covered so much, and I just, I feel like the spirit, Father, Mama, and the spirit guides, and everyone's telling me that this is what we really need to be focusing on as far as healing on our twin flame journeys, because, the more we're able to heal these things, the more we're able to understand how our energy bodies work. And then we can connect with our twin even more, because you're raising your frequency the more you heal these chakras, okay? Each one that you're able to connect with and heal and get it turning the right way that it's supposed to go, you're going to heal, so much of your core wounds. You're going to heal a lot of the things that are blocking you from having that higher frequency state. And you'll be able to continue, with each different chakra. You're going to be able to find new gifts that you had hidden, that were just latent in your body and in your spiritual body. All of these things are connected. Your physical body will start to feel better because you're not going to have as many ailments. Another thing that, you might have pain in your root, in your, what's that bone back there, that, coccygeal bone, or the bone that's back there on your spine. You might have pains around your that area, or your lower pelvic area, that are associated with your root chakra not being balanced, or having issues. So these pains that you experience, and even like hip pain or walking, you might have pain when you walk, and a lot of these things are connected to your energy body, which are connected to your spiritual body. And if you have holes in your spiritual body and your energy body, that's going to cause you to have holes and different pains in your body, in your physical body, okay? So just understand that the more you can heal these chakras, you're going to see and have insight into how you can heal your physical body as well, because they're all connected. Okay. I love you guys so much. Thank you for joining me. I really hope this helped you. Please, please, please give me a like if it helped you. Leave a comment. Just say thank you, even if it's just a 1, 2 words, just to let me know that you're out there and it really did something for you. I really would appreciate it. And pass it along. Share it with other people in your life. Whoever you feel like this might help, share it with them. And like I said, soon we're going to get to 100 subscribers and I'll be throwing a party for you guys. So hopefully if you guys share more of my videos, you'll help me get there sooner and we can do this a lot more quicker. And I'll be able to make way more content for you guys as time goes on. And in the next video, I'm trying to do these a little bit more frequently so that you guys can have the content sooner. So the more I see interaction on the channel, the more I'm going to be motivated to put these videos out faster for you guys. All right. So thank you. And I love you guys. Please come back and join me for the next video. Chakra Healing Series Part 2, which will be the sacral chakra. Thank you. I love you. Bye.